Yo, what's going on? Hey, we are here at the Michigan Junior Arena Daily Tournament, the Michigan Junior Arena. Hey, remember that we have the Michigan Junior Arena team event coming up this Friday and Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Yesterday, I actually played in the Michigan Junior Arena, and when I play, I kind of berserk the whole time, 100%. And I lost to Wolf 2008. He got first place. I was second, and then I believe Resident Donkey was third. I'm not sure, but you can check out those results on Michigan Chess Association. Shout out to Michigan Chess Association. They give us a platform to advertise our arena and league, as well as Implodian Chess. This is presented by Implodian Chess. You can look at the links on Implodian Chess Facebook page and also the Implodian Chess YouTube channel as well. We're going to have some videos on Michigan Chess YouTube channel as well. So make sure you guys visit the michess.org website to look up tournaments and also see some videos. All right, so let's get into it. Now, what you see on the bottom is the draft picks, the first 10 picks of the draft for the Michigan Junior Arena. There is 10 teams. Actually, there is actually 12 teams total that are in the Michigan Junior Arena. There is 10 drafted teams, but there's 2 free agent teams that are made of free agents. And if you guys have children that want to compete in the Michigan Junior Arena, please let me know. Contact me at Implodian Chess. That's IMPLODIANCHESS at Gmail, or Implodian Chess Facebook page. Contact me those places, and then not maybe, but I should be able to get your kid on one of those teams. We have about 6 spots available. Could be more, 6 or 8 spots available for those teams. And those extra expansion teams are the Midtown Checkmates and the Franklin Fried Liver. Those are the 2 free agent teams there. If you missed the draft or you're just now getting this information, get on those teams or contact me so we can get your kid on those teams soon. All right, so let's get into our games here. So here at the Michigan Junior Arena, we're looking at Resident Donkey versus Wolf 2008. This is pretty close. Got a rook and queen versus rook and queen. Same amount of pawns. 14 seconds versus 4 seconds here. And here he's looking to trade rooks. We got 10-9. Oh, it's very close here. Maybe you got queen b5 actually threatening queen e8 check. And he is 1 second. Oh, did he lose on time? Oh, he did. He lost on time there to Wolf 2008. That is a big loss on time. I don't know what he was thinking about. It looked like queen b5 was a good move, queen e8, but loses that game on time. And we go back to the leaders. Now it's shout out time. I'm gonna give a shout out to everybody that's participating in today's Michigan Junior Online Arena. I really appreciate everyone that's participating. Plus, I want everyone to stay healthy in these times, quarantine, stay home. If you're not essential, definitely for the parents. But what a better thing to do for the kids than play chess when you're just stuck at home and we have to play online. This is also a good place to get better at chess in general. Now, we have first page, we're gonna go D-09, D-Dive from Plymouth. Chess B player, my second board on my Cast Tech chess team, will soon be probably first board. 1900 player Braylon Wilkes, very talented player, won the state championship this year and for his Cast Tech Technicians chess team. D-Dive 10 is the brother of D-Dive 09, that they're from Plymouth. Little Almond, the future of the Implodians, is on the first page. Chess BTL. Now, Chess BTL, I believe this is one of the Offer brothers, I believe. One of the Offer brothers. They're from Shelby Township. Wolf 2008 is Cal Vanderhook, who plays for my Roper chess team. Super Samurai plays for Troy Bolin, the state champions this year. Now he's just moved to Iowa. CPR chess is Charlie Reese from Holland. Roper 7, Henry Deemer from the Roper School, of course. Cool Peaceful Arrow from Novi is on the first page. Shout out to Cool Peaceful Arrow. Ishant Pratap. Chess Legacy 7428. I forget who that was. Tacky Element. This is Tanush Nanaware from Troy. Shout out Tanush. Strange Bolt, Drew Duravasan from Troy. Vazil is Adi Azil from Troy. WJH 3122. This is Wallace Harris from the state champion Cornerstone chess team. Grizzly 2001 is the little brother of Cal Vanderhook. This is Noam Vanderhook. Gogo Stello is Sydney Billings, one of the Billings brothers. And he goes to Woodlands. SME8N, Waddle's very own from Troy, Siddharth Menon. Shout out Siddharth. Top Madhouse is Elijah Billings, is on the second page. And Spark 101 is Davey Wang. He is on the second page here. Let's go to the third page. Oh, what did I do? Okay, all right. There's me, of course, but I'm not playing. And there's Mike 313. This is one of Castech's top chess players on the Castech state championship team. Ethan Liu is resident donkey from Ann Arbor. Wolf Hunter 04 is Wesley Billings, one of the Billings brothers. Rail Grant and Full Empty Pajama. This is Henry Billings, one of the Billings brothers as well. New Festive Chaos is from the K3 Troy Barnard team. Ananya Bala, shout out Ananya. Unicorn Girl, Luciana Offer, one of the Offer siblings there. Shout out Luciana. And Dilly Dilly 789. This is Dylan Key from the Detroit City Chess Club. And I think that is it. We have 29 participants today. Okay. And now let's get into the top games here. Chess B player versus Wolf 2008. This is a pretty good game here. Wolf 2008 has beaten Chess B player 3 times. 3-0 is the score in this matchup. Wolf 2008 has about a 30-second lead here. He's playing with the black pieces. We look at the imbalance here. We see double pawns on e6 and e4. There's a knight and bishop versus knight and bishop. The knight here on a6 is out of play at the moment. But it looks like he could probably play knight c5, which I'm surprised he didn't play knight c5. I thought knight c5 and knight d3 would have been a good move. But maybe he plays queen a5, preparing rook to d8, and then knight c5 and knight d3. This knight is going to come in quickly, but now I can play b4, which stops the knight from going to c5. So I didn't like that move that black played there. Queen a5 allows b4, and I don't believe that the knight is going to be able to make it to c5 and d3. This is the key square for this knight here. Now that b4 is played, this knight is going to be stuck on the rim. So I think that was very inaccurate by Wolf 2008. After queen c2, white still has a space advantage. All right, so now we see rook d3. Now knight f4 attacks the rook on d3. Now, it's possible that you can sacrifice this rook for this knight, seeing that the passed pawn will be very strong, but instead he goes for the pawn, and he actually wins a pawn here on e4. He should have looked at sacrificing the exchange there. That exchange, that pawn on d3 would have been a hard pawn to take. I know the knight on a6 is out of play, but now I think white is just in control here. He moves the bishop away from b2 because there was a knight c5 threat after b takes c5, there was a queen takes b2. So now we do have two double pawns here on e3 and e5, and also g7 and g6. This bishop on c3 is not the best bishop, but neither is the knight on a6. The knight on a6 doesn't have a home just yet. So now he's trying to figure out how does he get the bishop into play. I would play something like a4 and a5 for one. It looks like he's trying to go bishop versus knight by trading off the rooks on the d file. I think white is in good control over this position here. Now, how does black get his knight into the game? It's going to be very hard. And now maybe you might see something like, okay, so he plays a5 and then it's going to play b6. Oh, and that was a big blunder. Wow, why would he move there? Oh, I guess he didn't have a choice. Did he not have a choice? Hold on. Yeah, he didn't have a choice, and that wins a piece. So chess B player is up a piece here. But time is a factor, 50 seconds. And the bishop on c3 still is not the best piece. So here I would definitely trade maybe rook a to d1 and trade those rooks off for sure. That would be my first bit of business I'm going to do here. It shouldn't take that long. Looks like there's connection. Well, hold on. Let me, I'm sorry. There was some moves played here. Now there's a pin here. Queen takes b7 still. White is up a piece. There's 34 seconds. Now it's 36 seconds. Maybe queen e4, threatening the g4 pawn. Then rook d1. Not sure. Maybe g5 here. Moves the king. Maybe g3 and king g2. Now it looks like he's probably going to play something like bishop e1. Just trying to trade queens. There he goes. But now we don't want to trade queens. We have to play something like queen e4, threatening the g4 pawn. You got to keep the pieces on the board, but he's wasting a lot of time here. Maybe queen d2. All right, so he goes after the c5 pawn. There's 10 seconds there. He doesn't want to trade, so queen takes g4, and then maybe queen c3. Oh, he does trade here, and then king f1, rook c3. And there's no berserk, so they get 2 seconds, 2-second increment every time they move. So this shouldn't be a hard win. And there you go. Bishop d2, king d3, and he takes a pawn here. And now he's trying to use his 4 versus 3 on this side of the board. Wolf 2008 has 24 seconds, and he's trying to clock or flag white here. It doesn't look like it's going to be easy, but I will say white is not moving very well. And there's a queen on the board. Was there a berserk here? I don't understand what's happening. Is there a berserk here? What happened? Black wins the game. Oh my goodness. I don't understand what happened here. In the beginning of this game, was there a berserk here? Maybe I didn't see chess B player getting time added onto his clock. So maybe he actually berserked Wolf 2008 in this game and it just didn't work out. Because if you berserk, you don't get the increment added to your clock. You just get a flat 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So that was very strange how he wasn't really getting much time added to the clock. I don't think he was getting time at all. All right, so that was a big win for Wolf 2008. And what's happening here? So Wolf, I really don't know what's happening here. Number one is DDoS, who had 3 in a row, and they played. How did he play so many games in so little time? DDoS has 10 points. WJH3122 is 8 points. Jess BTL has 8 points as well. Chess B player. He lost that game. But he has the 6 points. And Wolf 2008, where is he at there? That gave him 2 in a row, actually. But the time it took him to win those games, other people were able to play multiple games, so that means a lot. Now, Resident Donkey has been struggling in this tournament. He lost to Wolf and Full Empty Pajamas. Now, he won against DDoS. He's on the second page, and DDoS is actually doing really well. He beat Wolf 2008, the first one. He beat Full Empty Pajamas, got 2 in a row. Then he was on fire. Then he won his 3rd in a row for double points against his brother, DDoS 10. And then Strange Bolt, he's playing right now. And that's probably, well, let's go to these games here. So top 10 games, Wolf 2008 versus WJH 3122. Full Empty Pajamas, it's not a top 10 game. But DDoS09 versus CPR Chess, we got to watch this game. This is a top 10 game. This is Charlie Reese versus, I believe, Drondas here. And Drondas has his king on F8. Drondas is up a pawn. He's up 1 pawn here. But he's down in some development here. But I like King G7 for him. So he can bring the rook into the game, and now he's developed normally. Maybe bishop takes F3 and knight C6, and then you're fine here. Maybe you can even play C takes D3. Okay, so here we have knight to E4 attacks the queen and the bishop. So maybe queen E7 should be played. Queen F5 also is an option, I guess. Queen E5, but gotta be careful here. There's a counterattack here with knight to E5. But I don't believe that's going to be as good. So he's thinking about this DDoS09. So he does pick queen to E7. Now here I'm looking at rook H to E1. I can always take this C pawn here. I know G5 could be coming, but I'm not in a rush to take this C pawn here. But he goes knight takes C5, and then maybe he's going to try to play. He goes bishop to C3, which makes some sense because after F6, you have queen takes F4, attacking the F6 pawn twice, plus rook F1, putting a lot of pressure there. Makes a lot of sense. Also, you have this move D4 and D5 as well. That makes a lot of sense as well. D4, D5. So a lot of moves here for CPR Chess, and he has a development lead here. So here I wonder, well, he plays rook H to F8, and then queen takes E7 check. Maybe rook D7 would have been better. Now I'm wondering if you could play D4 and D5 and D6. Actually, I would have looked at that option there. Yeah, I think D4 and D5 would have been, I don't know, this could have been a really good, probably winning there because of queen G5, bishop D2. So that would have been something to look at there. But Charlie Reese is occupying the 7th rank. He has 3-minute time advantage as well on the #1 player in today's tournament right now, Druheen Das. I believe this is Druheen. I get it mixed up because they have the same type of name. And that should be checkmate. There, checkmate in 2 moves. Rook takes h7, king to g8 is forced, and queen to g7, and that is game. The #1 player in today's tournament so far goes down to CPR Chess. All right, so now Tacky Element. Now Tacky Element, who, let me tell you, he got drafted. Where did Tacky Element get drafted? For the Michigan Junior Team Arena. Tacky Element, let's see, where is he at? He got drafted in the 3rd round to the Muskegon Masters. Now, I know that Tacky Element, his rating online has been suffering because he has Wi-Fi problems. And so the rating that he has online should be much better than it is. So Tacky Element, yesterday's Michigan Junior Arena daily tournament, played much better. And today, he has 14 points with 39 minutes left. That looks like a very good draft pick for the Muskegon Masters right now, with Tanush Nanoware, Tacky Element, playing everyone's 3rd board. And look at him here. He's on fire. He did a 2, then he berserked on his 3rd. Actually, let's pull his record up. He beat Dilly Dilly, then he berserked Gogostello. Then he berserked Cool Peaceful Arrow, which is a 1362 player. Now, Tacky Element is lower than him. And then he berserked, actually, no, he didn't berserk Cool Peaceful Arrow, but he berserked SME8N and beat him, and he's a 1500 player. And you're talking about, that is Siddharth Menon, who I believe he was the 2nd round pick for the Bloomfield Bishops. So you gotta watch out for the Muskegon Masters in the Michigan Junior Team Arena coming up Friday with Tacky Element. Now, Charlie Reese, CPR Chess, has now caught Tacky Element. They're both tied at 14. The funny thing about this tournament, guess who you don't see? There is no Samrat Zagad. There's no Super Samrat, which I'm not sure if he's playing this tournament or not. I don't see Wolf 2008. Now, there's Super Samurai. He just entered. He just came up to the first page. There's no Wolf 2008 who has won a lot of tournaments, and there is no Resident Donkey. So the other players, the lower players, are saying it's our turn to win the games here. They're starting to get a feel for the strategy. Now, let me name the top 10 again. This is CPR Chess, is our leader here, just by a tiebreak. Tacky Element, D-09, Chess BTL, Roper 7, Super Samrat, WJH 3122, Spark 101, Grizzly 2011, and SME8N is our first page. Our leaders in the under 1600 will be Tacky Element, because he's only 1129, but actually he's not a leader. It says he's on the first 3 places. That's not a leader. So that means Chess BTL will be our leader in the under 1600. And the under 1200 will be Spark 101, Davey Wang from Troy. All right, so let's get into our top 10 games here. Right now we have let's go look at CPR Chess, our leader, versus Chess BTL, which is Benedito Offer from Shelby Township, I believe. Okay, so they both have, I don't know, CPR Chess has a little bit of more time, but looks like he has just won a rook here. After D5 was played, I'm seeing that. Let's count the pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there is a extra rook for CPR Chess. Now their series is tied with 1, and they're 1-1 in the series. But CPR Chess is looking like looks like this is going to be a win for CPR Chess. And there was a resignation, which is smart because you want to resign and be able to get to more games and not fight this game out, because you're down by so much material. You want to be able to start a new streak after you've just lost this game. So that's a smart move by Chess BTL to resign and continue in the tournament. All right. Nothing has changed as far as the leader. CPR Chess is still #1. Tacky Element is #2, he has not lost a game. Roper 7 just entered the top 3. DDI09, WJH3122, Chess BTL, Wolf 2008 is now entered the top 10. He's on fire with a 2-2 and a 5 Berserk. Super Samrat is there. Spark 101 and Grizzly 2011. Now, let's go to another top 10 game. Let's look at Grizzly 2011 versus Super Samrat. Super Samrat here is up. Looks like he's winning by a couple pawns here, 2 pawns. I can expect queen d5, but you should not play queen takes d5. Maybe queen to e2. Plays queen c2. He wants to play rook d1. But there's 4 pawns here versus 2. So this should be an easy win here. And I got to watch the checkmate threat. He does. Plays h6. Checkmate threat doesn't work here. He goes back to queen c2. And then you have he goes queen d3. He could have played queen d2, which forks the 2 rook and the queen. Now he's just going to march these pawns down. And this should be a berserk win for Super Samrat, who leads this series 5-1. Let's go to another top 10 game here. All right, so we had WJH3122 versus DDoS, this is #5 versus #4 here. There's no berserk here. Both players started with 5 minutes. WJH3122 has a little bit of time advantage at this point. Looks like this started off as an Italian game Italian game in this game. Their season series is tied up at 1 game apiece. It's a good battle. DDI09 is 1500 and WJH3122 is 1625. I think the biggest issue for black now is the double pawns here. So for instance, I could play a move like queen d2 because I'm threatening knight takes f6 check. And the h6 pawn will be hanging after g takes h6. But he did it in an opposite order. For now, if I play queen d2, you can always go king to h7 and rook g8 and use this open file if you can. I would have done it in a different order. Queen d2 first. And that would have forced him to think on what the threat is. This threat is pretty obvious that I'm hitting this pawn here. Now, okay. I'm sorry, I'm getting messages from kids that want to register for the Michigan Junior Arena as free agents. And that is a positive sign that we're going to have extra teams before the season start. 2 extra teams, hopefully. And that means we'll have 12 total teams instead of the 8 that was planned, as we watch Wallace Harris from the state champion Cornerstone chess team versus Plymouth's own D-Dot09. I believe that is Drew Heen. And it's still a struggle here. Now, let me break down the position for you guys. The double pawns is the biggest thing on the board here. The differences. We always want to know how to use the differences on the chessboard. So the positives and negatives. The positive of the double pawns is that they have extra square control. You control E6 and G6 plus E5 and G5. Also, the positives is that it gives you an open file to use, right? The negative is that it's not flexible. This pawn here just can't move. Can't move at all. And either one or both of the pawns are vulnerable to attack. So for instance, this F6 pawn was vulnerable. Now, if we go back and we think about how would we take advantage of this, we would go queen to E2 to queen F3 and ask white a question, or ask black a question: how do you defend this F6 pawn? And that's what we would want to do in this situation. So he did not do that. He played F4 instead. But then now we have this move C5, and look like white could win a pawn. I mean, win a piece with just a simple, oh, he did it a different way. So C3 wins the bishop here. And he also had F5, which would have won the bishop on G6. So here white is up a piece. Oh, as you can see, he moved his king out of the way so the bishop would have a place to move. Now the bishop goes to H7. And this is just looking like a dominant win right now for WJH 3122. That's Wallace Harris. So we're going to go to another game. And our top 10 game. Now, Resident Donkey has entered the top 10, and he's number 4. CPR Chess is tier number 1, trying to hold them off. The only game they've played before is a draw. So Resident Donkey has the white pieces, CPR Chess has the black pieces, and now it's time for the breakdown. The breakdown of imbalances. So I see 4 pawns here on the queen side to 3. So it is possible for black to create a pass pawn here. I see there is equal material, 2 knights and 2 bishops. But the material is different because the 2 bishops, he has the bishop pair, so he would like to put the bishops on diagonals where pawns don't block their pathway. So this could be good for white in this position because it's not open, but you do want to open this position more, moves like A4 or maybe C. Oh, but he traded the bishop immediately, so that means he didn't want to use the bishop imbalance. Now we look at this bishop on B3, which is a nice piece. White still has some developing to do. Now this knight, even though it's on D2, it doesn't have a future. There's no future for this knight. And I think I would have moved the other rook over. The reason why, because if I move this rook over, then my knight can jump here and then to E3. And at least I have a future here. Now here, black looks like he wants to play like knight D7 to C5. D4, interesting move. You put a pawn on the same color as your bishop. And here he plays C5, and what I think he's hoping to do is to play B4 and making this bishop a bad piece. Now, if you go C takes B5, I go C takes, and then I'm able to play C4 the next move. And remember, black has the pawn majority here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm sorry, no pawn majority. I'm sorry. But you don't want to give him this C4 push. And look how black is looking to control the D5 with the double rooks. I actually think black is outplaying Resident Donkey, Ethan Liu from Ann Arbor. But now Ethan Liu has found his way to E3 with this knight. And if this knight lands on F5 or D5, the knight is a good piece. There was a mistake there because black even though black won a pawn, he split his pawns, and now it doesn't look like he has a chance for an advantage at all here. He gets his king into the game, which is good. Maybe bishop to c6. Okay. Oh no, yeah, well, he loses another pawn. Now black is just hoping to draw this game. White has this pass a pawn here. He's gonna have to really do some work on the queen side to even try to draw this game. Now that move was pretty good. He found a way back with this bishop, but these pieces are looking very uncoordinated here. I do not want to allow this knight to go to d5 or f5. Looks like it's going there anyway. Maybe queen to d8. And then maybe knight d4 or bishop c4. Bishop c4 looks like it could be a good move. And then knight c3 protects the a2 pawn. Okay. And then he goes, and then now you have a3, but you got knight to d3, which wins the b2 pawn. And now white is having some problems here. He's having some problems here. So he probably has to play a move like b3 first. And he does. And now the question is, where does this bishop go? Should we trade maybe bishop to f7, keeping watch on the b3 pawn after a3 is played? So I guess after a3, you have knight to c2. He looks to trade off this bad bishop. I would not trade this bishop here. I'm going back to c8 if I was him and bring the bishop back to the a2 g8 diagonal. But here he trades bishop for knight here, and I don't know if that was the correct decision either. In a position like this, I believe the knight could beat this bishop. Even though there's pawns on both sides, there's not much movement for this bishop to affect anything. For instance, I'm going to play f4, moving this pawn from a light square. And I have two passed pawns here that are, not two passed pawns, but pawns that are ready to roll here. It makes sense for him to try to trade bishop for knight. I don't think he can allow that at all. Maybe knight c3. Okay. Okay, and he goes back bishop to a4, a6. So Charlie Reese is doing his best to try to hold this game here. This is a knight versus bishop in game. Knights are usually better when there's pawns only on one side of the board. But in this situation, since white has a passed pawn, I would rather be white here for sure. He goes back to d5, and he was attacking f6 pawn. Charlie immediately moves the f6 pawn to f5. This knight is going to start to wreak havoc here. I don't think you can go knight to. I wouldn't do this because your knight is going to wind up getting trapped in some situations. But you might be okay. I don't know. Knight here. You got. Actually, what you can do is, so what he should have done is played e takes f5, g takes f5, and then knight g8. He could do it now. E takes f5, g takes f5, and then knight to f6 should win a pawn here. But he has to do it in that order, and he didn't. He missed it. Because now you don't have a time to do that. He missed it. Resident Donkey had a chance to win a pawn here, and he doesn't want to trade bishop for knight, I don't think. No, he doesn't want to do that. Now what he really wants to do is attack this c5 pawn, maybe from knight to d3 or knight to d7. Those are the only options I can see. So maybe here knight to b5. He might have to do it this route. But no, he can push his pass pawn as well. So maybe Resident Donkey should start pushing his pass pawn. Actually, it looks like that's just the best way to go. Because if he plays a4, it's coming. And how do you stop the passer? The king goes all the way to the other side. And this looks like well, man, this is very interesting. Now, this is a king and pawn in game. Resident Donkey has created a pass pawn, but he has to watch out because black can create a pass pawn on this side of the board too. So this takes some calculation. Resident Donkey has 46 seconds, so doesn't have a lot of time to calculate. But I think he's okay. He can catch the pass pawn, and I think Resident Donkey should go on to win this game after king d5. Pass pawn shouldn't be a problem at all. Now, the question is the strategy of this game. Whoa. That was a quick decision for Resident Donkey, so this is not so clear right now. This is not so clear right now, but I guess Resident Donkey is okay. You can't play G4 because the king takes. Okay, so Resident Donkey's made it in time to take advantage to take out these pawns here, but it was close. Okay, and so CPR chess, what he wanted to do is try to, draw the game with a rook pawn. This is going to be a win for Resident Donkey. So let's go back to the leaderboard. Resident Donkey versus the number 1. Now, all that time that it took to play that game with only 17 minutes left. It could be a new leader. So Wolf 2008 is the leader now. He has a perfect score, not a perfect score, but he played the first 2 games and won, but then berserk all the rest of the game. WJH, Gogo Stello, Tacky Element, Super Samrat, and now WJH 3122. And Super Samrat is actually, it's Dennis CPR Chess, who just lost his last game. Super Samrat is in the third place. Resident Donkey. I remember all these guys wasn't even on the first page a while ago, but the cream rises to the top, and they're high rated for a reason. Now look at Roper 7, that's at 1405, and he's undefeated. I mean, he beat Chess BTL the first game, Chess Legacy, Chess BTL again, D-Dice 10, had a draw with Little Almond, and then Spark 101. And he has a really solid score. Now, Roper 7, what team is he on? He represents the Troy Tactics team. Him, Nareda Albiz, Benedito Offer, and Adyoth Sarah, and Luciana Offer. on the Troy Tactics team. And then we have Tacky Element. He's at 1133. He's on the first page with WJH3122, D.09, Chess BTL, and Wolf Hunter is on the first page. He comes in with a provisional 1538 rating, and Wolf Hunter is the general manager of the Warren Wood Pushers. Oh man, and this is his first time playing on Lichess. He lost to Super Samurai, beat Unicorn Girl, lost to Chess BTL, but he beat Full Empty Pajamas? Whoa, and that's his brother, the Billings Boys. Unicorn Girl he beat again, Top Madhouse, another one of his brothers, and then Cool Peaceful Arrow is who he's playing right now. So shout out to Wesley Billings, Wolf Hunter 04. All right, so CPR Chess just got a victory. Wolf 2008 is playing right now. He's playing WJH 3122, and we're gonna go to that game now. That's number 1 versus number 6. Wolf Hunter represents Bloomfield Bishops, and WJH 3122. He was the 10th pick. He went to the Farmington Forks, who I believe is one of the, might be, in my opinion, the favorites in the Michigan Junior Team Arena. Now, WJH 3122 hasn't beat Wolf Hunter at all yet. 5 wins for Wolf Hunter, no victories for WJH 3122 yet. And if we look at this here, already I see a king on f8, bishop on e7, knight on h5, white is up material, and I don't see, now it looks like he wants to try to attack the king. There is some weaknesses around the king here. But I don't see how he can continue his attack at this point. So I see what he's doing. So what WJH 3122 is doing is he wants to move his rook from h8 and then king back to g8. And so he has a rook that will help in the attack there, which makes some sense. On this f3 pawn, attacking the double pawns here on the f file. So he has a point, and plus he has a 1 minute lead in time. Now, if he takes on c5, Wolf 2008 will be happy in trading. Will be happy in trading pieces here. Okay, so Wolf 2008 has a passed pawn. He's threatening just to simply play c7 and c8. Maybe knight f8. C7, c8 is coming very fast. You might have to sacrifice a piece for that, actually. Okay, so he's threatening knight takes g4 after c7. But then there's bishop e6. That makes sense. And then here maybe queen h5. Will you be able to get a draw here after queen h5? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't think that's going to be good enough for a draw. He has 30 seconds more. Looks like white is just going to win one of the rooks here because can't stop this queen. But this is another thing, like in this game, WJH 3122 is playing this game out where he's number 6. He probably could have played 2 more games instead of playing this 1 game out. Now, instead he chooses to go. Okay, so now we got rook 8 should take on c8. And then maybe knight f4. I think that's what he's trying to do. I'm not sure. Or maybe rook takes f3 is his move here. Which could be. Rook takes f3. Let's bishop to h4. I really don't know what his plan of attack is here. All right, so bishop comes back to g4. And I think this is gonna be, now it's coming down to 2 seconds here. And remember, WJH3122 gets 2 seconds added on to his time where Wolf does not. So even though Wolf is up material, lots of material, piece and a rook, the king is not the safest king. And now we're looking at h5. After bishop f5, maybe queen to g5. Not sure. Or queen to h6. But he has to move here. Okay, so he has 11 seconds here. He's threatening the c3 pawn. Oh, now Wolf is threatening the rook on f8. 9 seconds left. Rook g8 is played. Maybe now bishop to e6. Bishop takes c3. Oh, he doesn't do that. He just keeps it safe. Maybe bishop b2. Oh, he trades there. All right. Oh, crazy things happen in time pressure. So now Wolf wants to trade the pieces. WJH will not do it. Can he take that? I don't think he can take that. And he probably shouldn't take the queen either, but he does. And that makes it easier. Probably g6. Oh, you played g6, you would lose the game with rook h7, checkmate. Okay. Oh, now he doesn't take there. Now you have to move your king out of the way because he's threatening checkmate here. Wolf 2008 is running low on time here. This is not going to be easy for him. This won't be easy. 3 seconds left. Probably take on d3. And a stalemate. Stalemate. It's not easy to berserk someone. And WJH gets away with a draw there. Not only is that a draw that hurts the standings, but it took away time from Wolf 2008 to start another streak because the draw stops your streak. So that was great defense by WJH to hold on in that game. I'm pretty sure people that's behind Wolf 2008 appreciate that. Like CPR Chess. Now CPR Chess is facing Super Samrat, and that is a pretty big game. And Resident Donkey is facing Tacky Element, and there's only 7 minutes and 38 seconds left in the tournament, and Wolf 2008 is still yet to have a game. And let's look at the Resident Donkey versus Tacky Element here. I see the bishop here for Resident Donkey. 2 strong knights. Now I will say this. These knights are not bad at all. 2 strong knights for Tacky Element. And also Tacky Element is up, what, 1 pawn. And not only 1 pawn, look at the pawn structure for white. Not the best structure on the board. Can the bishops make up for this bad structure? I don't know. He's trying to use what he has when you have double pawns and half open file, but looks like Tacky Element is holding on. And look, Tacky Element is using his time to think, which can't be good for Resident Donkey with 52 seconds left. Resident Donkey has a career 2 win advantage to 0 against Tacky Element. Maybe knight g6 here. Tacky Element is, this doesn't look like Resident Donkey can win. It looks like Resident Donkey is he's not looking good here. Queen to h4 could be played. Oh, no. You could play here e5 here, actually. play e5 and you attack the piece of greater value with the pawn. But instead, he plays queen f5. Now you see moves like bishop to d3, and now things are not looking so great here. Maybe you can play queen h5. But Tagliafico has time to think. Oh, he just takes the f4 pawn. He say, okay, just take the pawn. And actually, he can just actually go queen takes g3 and just trade off pieces. And I mean, he's gonna lose his. Now he should have traded there. Oh, and look at that move there. Oh boy. Now here he has to play like king g8, because if he plays king h7, there's going to be a queen takes g6 check, and that's going to be mate coming up, so you don't want to do that. So king g8, let him take the rook, then you take the queen first, and then take back. And even though you're down in exchange, you're still going to be okay with a minute and 50 seconds versus 27 seconds. This game is very important to Resident Donkey. There's 4 minutes. There's about a little bit over 4 minutes left. But he instead takes with the queen. And then he gives up checkmate. I mean, you had a minute and 49 seconds to think about that. You should not have taken that. And Resident Donkey wins that game on a berserk. And that was important. Resident Donkey could very well have taken the lead in this game. Okay. Resident Donkey now has 29 points. Wolf 2008 doesn't look like he's playing a game here. He still has yet. Oh, now he's playing Resident Donkey. Now this is going to be the game of the tournament. Now, before we get to that game, let's look at what CPR Chess is doing with Super Samrat, because he could leapfrog them as well, depending on if it was a berserk or just a regular game. Okay, what happened here? Is game over? Okay. So CPR Chess, no. Yes, CPR Chess has beaten Super Samrat in this game. And well, actually, that means he doesn't have another game going on now. So he's gonna be hurting for a game. He's really gonna be hurting for a game here. He has 28 points. He's tied with Wolf 2008, but he needs another game and a berserk, or a quick score, to score in 3 minutes left. Now, Resident Donkey, if he did it the correct way, Wolf 2008 is berserking Resident Donkey because he's trying to finish a game quickly. They have a 4-4 lead. I mean, 4-4 career. They're tied in their career against each other with 4-4. Looking at the bishop pair for Resident Donkey, this is a Sicilian Sveshnikov, and f5 is a very strong move here in this position. Now, I doubt that this game will be over in 2 minutes and 20 seconds, which means Resident Donkey is going to be the leader here. But it doesn't mean that CPR Chess couldn't get a game and win quickly. Depends on who he plays. It's gonna be interesting to see how this is going to happen. I mean, how this occurs, because CPR Chess could leapfrog them both because they're battling each other. These are the solid moves. Rook c8 on the open file. If knight to e3 happens, then you're probably going to have an f4 move. So it's just very solid moves here. And it's going to be hard for Wolf 2008 to win this game in the time that he's allowed. So he goes knight to b4. He's trying to defend the d5 pawn as much as he can. So here, there's no threat of knight takes a6 because of queen b6 check. So that is, this pawn is not, but he actually goes check first, which I don't actually like that check. I would rather you just allow him to make the mistake and play a decent move, a better move than that. So now he's gonna go back to d5 after a6, hitting the queen. Now I wonder what if his plan was, because the problem is now you have to go back to d8. He did trade, and then you lose the b5 pawn. Now see, I see queen e3 makes sense. Makes a lot of sense here. After queen takes a5, you have f takes e4 here. He takes on e4 first, and then rook c5. That looks like a really good move. Queen b7 or queen d7, attacking the bishop on e7 is probably the move to play. Maybe queen to d7. There it goes. And then I don't know, maybe queen g5, f4. I don't think that's a move here. Yeah, white has some choices here, but it doesn't look like it matters here because the tournament is over. The tournament is over, and so this game won't count. It'll count for their rivalry, Resident Donkey, who Resident Donkey is actually not playing. And look what happened here. CPR Chess leapfrogs them both. While they battle each other, CPR Chess gets a quick win versus Roper 7. He gets a draw. He gets a draw here. And I gotta see how CPR Chess did this, because I'm guessing he offered the draw, knowing that Roper, Resident Donkey, and Wolf was playing. CPR Chess is black here. Okay, and here, Charlie Reese did a good job of offering a draw here because he didn't have much time left. So he said, hey, if I continue to play, I won't get 0 points for the tournament. If I just offer a draw here, I win the tournament. And that was an excellent decision there. A very good decision. And so we go back to the tournament, and Charlie Reese, his first championship, he wins this daily Michigan Junior Arena. He played 12 games, win rate 75%, berserk rate 42%, and a performance rating of 1704. Number 2 is Resident Donkey, 9 games played, win 78%, berserk rate 67%, performed at a 1755. And third place is Wolf 2008, performed at a 2021 rate. Games played 8, win rate 88, berserk rate 75%. CPR Chess is our champion. Now, our under 1600 champion actually is Tacky Element, who's actually under 1200. But he got 5th place overall with 20 points here. Pretty sure his rating should go up quite a bit because of that. Super Summer, of course, got 4th place. Number 6 was Roper 7. WJH 3122 was number 7. Chess BTL was number 8. DAS 10, DDAS 10 was number 9, and SME8N was number 10 here. If we go ahead to the second page, we're looking at who was the best under 1200 player. It's the strategy of Davey Wang, Spark 1084. He resigns any games that he feels like he's gonna lose just so he can get as many points as possible. He played a total of 29 games, wins 17% of the games, and berserk 24% there. And he is our under 1200 leader. His strategy is completely different than most people's, but he's won the under 1200 championship many times here. Now, in this team arena, now I wanted to say how good people did as far as the teams are concerned. Now, this is not a team tournament, of course, but if we look at our teams here, Charlie Reese, who was the 5th pick for the Saginaw Sacrifice, gets number 1. Resident Donkey was the Resident Donkey is not in our team arena. Come on, Resident Donkey, you got to get in. Wolf 2008 was the 2nd pick for the Bloomfield Bishops. And the Super Samrad was the 4th pick for the Ann Arbor Advantage. Tacky Element, he was the 3rd round pick for the Muskegon Masters, and he's in there. And Roper 7, Henry Deemer, was the 3rd round pick for the Troy Tactics. WJH 3122 was the 10th round pick for the Farmington Forks. Chess BTL, now I believe that is Benedito Offer. He was the 2nd round pick for the Troy Tactics. DDoS 10, he was the 16th pick, or the 2nd round pick for the Saginaw Sacrifice. And Siddharth Menon, SME 8N, was the 2nd round pick for the Bloomfield Bishops, and they're on the first page. Now, this is congratulations to Charlie Reese of Holland CPR Chess, and the other top 3 finishers, plus the under 1600 leader is Tacky Element, and the under 1200 leader is Davey Wang, who is Spark 101. Congratulations for your achievement in this daily junior arena. Remember, the Michigan Junior Team Arena will be coming to you Friday, 3:30 p.m. and Sunday, 3:30 p.m. I'm going to do a live stream on those platforms. So, for the Michigan Junior Arena, I am Coach Wilson, Implodian out.